Lads, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. Today I'm mixing the ideas of the slideshows and me talking in videos to a little bit of a different idea. Today I'm going to be making a video on Man City, as I said I would in Football Talk yesterday, and it's going to be a little bit of a rebuild. Of course, City just lost 2-0 to United at the weekend and of course have been banned from Europe, so I thought this was the perfect time to make this video. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So first of all, we are going to have to sell some players. First of all, on the list is Claudio Bravo. Of course, he is aging now. I believe he is mid-30s, and he shouldn't be playing for a top club like Man City. He has proven with his hands he's absolutely awful. The only thing he's really good at is with his feet. He's even scored a goal for Real Sociedad direct from a free kick, if you guys didn't know that. The next player on the selling list is Nicolas Otamendi. Now, of course, he was very good in the 17-18 season, actually, but he just fallen off a cliff since then, and he is just proved to be absolutely horrendous. Then there's John Stones as well, another poor centre-back for Man City. He was hyped up to be the next big thing for England at centre-back after impressing at Everton, but he just proved he's not worth at a top club. He's not at that level. Then we've got David Silva. Of course, he's already said he's leaving at the end of the season, so you won't get anything for him. And then there's Leroy Sané. I thought, we've got loads of wingers at City, why not cash in on one of them? And they'll probably get over 100 mil from him, and he'll probably be off to Bayern, so that will get some good money. Next up is the board expectation. So we have a budget of 150 million, and we'll probably get a bit more from player sales. The league goal is to challenge for the title, not necessarily win it, but just to be up there in the title challenge. The domestic cup goal is to win both cups, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, maybe just win one, that will do. And the European target, of course, Man City are banned from Europe, so there will be no European target. Now for our transfer targets, we have 2 or 3 centre-backs and a left-back as our options. Now onto the centre-back targets. Our first of our centre-back targets is Milan Skriniar, currently playing for Inter Milan. And he's proved to be a very good centre-back this season, helping Inter Milan to challenge for the Serie A. But would be hard to tempt, of course, because of the Champions League ban. But with a big enough offer to Inter and a big enough wage offer, bigger than his current deal, then they could tempt him to the club. Next of our centre-back targets is Bournemouth's Nathan Ake. Of course, he's proved to be Bournemouth's best player, and really, if they stay up, will be probably down to him. Of course, would be easier to sign than Skriniar, because of course Bournemouth are in the Champions League, and they could really get him for a cut price if Bournemouth drop down to the Championship. But would he really be a star at City? Is he that quality? I don't think he is. He can be maybe a good backup option. They could have done him with signing him this summer just because of, the centre-back crisis they're having. I can play Fernandinho and Rodri, 2 CDMs at centre-back at some point this season. But they need to approach quickly before another UCL club like Chelsea, with his former club, and Spurs come calling, because he'll want to play Champions League. But if City get in there first and quickly, then they could get the deal over the line. And the last of our 3 centre-back targets is Leicester's Caglar Soyuncu. Of course, he stepped up really well to Harry Maguire, who City lost out on to their Manchester rivals, Man United. But again, would be a hard one to attempt away, as of course Leicester will definitely be in Europe and probably Champions League football. So that would be a tough signing, but I probably would prefer Ake to us. I think they're about the same level, and of course Ake will be easier to tempt and will be able for a cheaper price. Now to the first of 3 left-back targets, another Leicester City player. This time it is Ben Chilwell. Of course, he's done really well over the last 2 seasons, particularly last season, and he's broken into Gareth Southgate's England squad as the number choice left-back. He's been linked a lot with City in the past 6 months and the past year, and they looked set to battle with Chelsea but to sign Ben Chilwell. But Marcos Alonso's impressive form recently has probably Chelsea dropped behind it in Man City for the race right now. Our next left-back target is Alex Telles of Porto. So, of course, he has proved to be one of the best players outside the top 5 leagues with Porto. He's done really well for them. And his contract, the main thing is his contract is running out next year. So Porto will probably be willing to sell him. They wouldn't want to lose him on a free. So, yeah, I think he will be a good signing for Man City, and this should be a good signing to make. And Telles will probably be willing to move to a big club. And our final left back options is David Alaba of Bayern Munich. Of course, worked with Pep Guardiola earlier in his career when Pep was managing Bayern Munich. But he has been playing a lot as centre back this season. But he is still a left back, and he has said that he wants a new move. I think he could be great for City, and he's only 27, so he's probably got 5, maybe even 6 years left at the top. So he could be a good signing, and he probably want to work with Pep again, as he played his best football under the Spaniard. And this is the signings that I would have made. We have signed Milan Skriniar, Nathan Ake, and Alex Telles. Now, those are 3 really good signings. We spent a total of 135 million, and we only have 50 million remaining. But of course, we probably would have more from player sales and stuff like that. So I think these are 3 really good signings. Nathan Ake and Milan Skriniar are both mid-20s. Ake's on the early 20s, actually, and Alex is 27, but he's probably still got quite a few years left in him at the top. Now we're going to go on to the team. I know it looks empty at the moment, but we are going to be getting into the team, who's going to be in that starting 11 Man City next season. Now our goalkeeper is Ederson, despite making 2 errors against Man United on the weekend. He is still a fantastic keeper, and he's still probably got 10 years left in him. So City wouldn't be willing to sell him, and there's not really many better than Ederson. I know he made the mistakes, but he's still a fantastic first choice keeper for Man City. And then he goes into the team. Now on to our right back, which will go to Kyle Walker. He hasn't been up to his best, and he is 29, so he's going to be entering his 30s soon. But he's still a good right back, I believe. He is. A lot of people don't rate him that much, but I think he's a good right back, and I think there's not much better. There's not many better in the world, maybe apart from Alexander-Arnold or Kimmich, but he is playing at CDM this season. If I have missed people, don't worry. I haven't forgot about them. I'm just trying to list. Oh, if I could list here all day, listing right backs, but I'm just not going to. So in goes Walker. Now for our first centre-back is the new signing, Milan Skriniar. Of course, already talked about him, but he'll be a great addition to Man City. And he will form a great partnership with our next centre-back, providing he is fit. He's been injured a lot this season. It's Aymeric Laporte. As I said, he's been injured a lot. As you can see, he only made 8 appearances this season. That injury keeps coming back. But he's just a world-class centre-back, and it's proved how much City have missed him this season. He is just so good for them. Now on to our left-back. It's going to be another new signing. It's going to be Alex Telles. Of course, we already talked about earlier, as with Milan Skriniar, but I think he'll be a great addition to City squad. And yeah, I think he'll be a much better option than Zinchenko and Benjamin Mendy, who could get sold, but I'll keep them for depth. And Angelino, I think he's going to join Leipzig permanently, of course, on loan there at the moment. Now on to our first centre mid. It's going to be Rodri. I've talked about him earlier in the video, I believe. Of course, new signing. He's done quite well, popped out with a few goals for City, including one in the Carabao Cup final. And yeah, he's been a good signing. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's just been a good signing. He's not been like world-class level, but he's just a level to be, he should be signed for City because he is a good player. Now, next up is a player I rate very highly. I believe he is one of the best players in the world. Maybe not the Messi or Ronaldo caliber, but it is Kevin De Bruyne. He, as you see, 35 appearances and 29 goals from this, 29 goal involvements, I should say, from the central attacking midfielder, which is outstanding numbers from De Bruyne. Of course, 28, so he is probably in the prime of his career, but De Bruyne, will he leave if City get the Champions League ban? They would hope not, and I hope he doesn't, because he is wonderful to watch in the Premier League. He is a really good player. Now on to the last one midfielders. An attacking midfielder is Bernardo Silva. Of course, he was very good last season. Hasn't been quite as good this season, but he's still been very good, as you can see, making 40 appearances, which is really good for Bernardo Silva, playing almost every game. As you can see, valued at 90 million, only 25. So yeah, he is going to be a good player and I think a really good asset in the Man City squad that we are building. Now on to our first wing. It's a right wing. It's Riyad Mahrez. Of course, he's been really good this season, stepping up in Sane's absence. He's 29 as well. I didn't realise he was that old, to be honest. But he's approaching his 30, so he's probably about in his prime right now, maybe just exiting his prime. But I think he could still play for City next season, maybe the season after, or the season 2021-22 or 2022-23. Maybe then they can sign a world-class winger, but I think he will do for the moment. Our next winger is Raheem Sterling. Of course, he hasn't been really good, especially second half of the season. Still hasn't scored, I believe, in 2020, which isn't great from players you can see valued at 140 million. But he is only 25. And as you can see, that's still not a bad season. Appearances 39, goals 20, assists 7. That's not bad considering people are saying he has had a bad season. But I just think he's been bad in the second half of the season, really. He's missed a lot of sitters. But I know he's always been like that, Sterling. But I think he is still a top quality player. And now for our final player in the team, the striker, Sergio Aguero, the oldest player in the team at 31, but he's still crucial for City. As you can see, 26 goal involvements in only 30 games this season. Of course, he was injured for a bit as well, but he's chasing Vardy and Aubameyang for that golden boot this season. And yeah, as I say, he's approaching his mid-30s now, so maybe he'll go out the door, but I don't think he will go yet. I still think he's top quality, and maybe Jesus can start being integrated into the team, maybe more in the following seasons, but I still think Aguero is a fantastic player. And that is the final squad, guys. Take it in. That is a really good squad. I think that can challenge Liverpool for the title, but not quite up there with the squad, especially Liverpool signing a new central midfielder and a world-class centre-back. Then they will just be an absolute unit next season. But I think that is quite a good squad, to be honest. If they're in the Champions League, they could challenge, but of course they're not going to be. But that's where they really need to win it this season. And finally, for the bench, we've got Ariane Muric, of course, not having the greatest loan spell at Nottingham Forest. He's been benched a lot behind Bryce Samba. Then we have new signing Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. We also have a bit of a flop, João Cancelo, as a backup fullback on the bench. And then we have Fernandinho and Ilkay Gundogan, two central midfielders. Then we have Foden, who's more of an attacking midfielder, but can also play on the wings, as we've seen in recent weeks. And then finally, we have Gabriel Jesus as our backup striker. And that is going to have to do it for today, guys. That's going to be it for the Man City rebuild. If you want to see more coming soon of these type of videos, I'm thinking of doing one for Spurs soon, so that'll be good to see. And guys, if you want that, remember to like and down below. Remember to comment as well, saying you want it. And also remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share. That would always be greatly appreciated. And turn on the bell so you never miss another video from this channel. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.